Hello, you may recall I coded this last week, and today I'll be trying to, well, make it 3D. So let's see how that's going to work out. We decide on a number of faces, and the cube has 6 faces, but we won't be seeing the back one, so no point in adding. So we have a hopper element, and within it we have a squisher. I don't know what else to call it. And the thing is, the box here is the hopper, the part that hops. So let's change it now. And the after pseudo is the squisher part. So that's why I have these elements. And this should have produced something on the screen, but for some reason it didn't. Hello. Okay, that looks good, but for some reason I'm not seeing anything. Okay, doesn't show anything. Okay, it should start working. Yeah, it has. Okay, that was weird. Now, what I'll be doing is for all div elements and pseudo elements, so div before and after, I set position absolute, and I also set transform style preserve 3D. Now I can collapse this and just take these position absolute things. Now I'll be taking this squishing part and I'll be moving it on the squisher. And then, sorry, I can collapse this. Then I'll be taking these properties from here and putting them on a face element. Okay, and now I can just remove this after. Okay, now this doesn't get squished properly, and this is because the squisher now has 0, 0 dimensions, and 0% and 100% mean the same thing, which is not what we want. So what we'll be doing is given that origin along the y-axis a different, and I've set it as a percentage, but I want it to be length percentage. And now that I've done this here, I'll be changing it in the keyframe as well. So in the keyframe, it's here. So this is going to be minus. It should now start working. Okay, it does. Okay, so now that I've done this, let's add a perspective and stuff like that on the body. But first, set margin 0, make it full height, and now we can set a perspective. And this is going to be exaggerated, but it's going to make it easier to see stuff. And also set a perspective origin. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work out. With something like twice the dimension, which is the edge length of the cube. We'll see. This is a bit of a trial and error, and this is 100 because it's from the bottom, and this one is from the middle along the x-axis. Okay, I can just collapse that. I'm not going to be needing it. Now for the transforms. Well, first off, I want to set some indices here. So style, and here I have if I is smaller than the number of faces minus 1, then I have an index I equal to the loop index. Otherwise, no style, just null. And if I check this, Okay, I didn't expect this. Come on. Okay, this is not... is this better? Okay, this works. Good. Now let's set that transform. So transform, and here I have a rotation. And initially, this is going to be just something like unquote empty. And then I have a translation along the third axis by half a dimension. Now for the first four, so nth child, I change this rotation to a rotate y 90 degrees, and then a rotate x, and this is calc I times 90 degrees. Okay, so this should give me a cube. Now one more thing I want to do, make this a translate 3D. This is 0 and half the edge length of the cube. So now that I've done this as well, sorry, minus. I don't know what I was thinking. Come on. Okay, this is working nicely. Now, one more thing I want to set here is a before pseudo element, and this one is going to have top. I don't think because I didn't set it anywhere. So just set bottom 0 for now, left 0, make the width 100%, and the height is going to be the number of lateral faces, so those are going to be 4 times 2, so that's 800%. Okay, content empty, and now let's set a background. So let's think about it. So the first lateral face is going to be gold at the top and dark orange at the bottom. The second one is going to be the top one, and that's going to be just gold. The third one is going to be it's going to go from gold to dark orange. So let's write that. Linear gradient. So let's think about it. We're going to have dark orange. So for the bottom one, because that's the one we start with, then we go to the outer one. So this is going to be at 25%, so a quarter. It's going to go to gold at half of it, 50%, and it's going to stay gold for the top face up until 75%. So we go in quarters because each of the lateral face is 1/4, and then we go back to dark orange for the inner one. Okay, so now that we've done this, let's also fix the positioning. So I mean the sizing first, and this is going to be half of it because I want it repeated twice over the height, because I can't go in any direction without hitting an edge. So next, let's fix this bottom. It's going to be calc, and the index of the face times minus the dimension, and everything minus 400%. Okay, so all is distributed nicely, and we also want to add overflow hidden. Okay, so now we need to also shift on this with the rotation. And in order to do this, we're going to define this rotation as a multiplier times half a turn, because that's my maximum rotation. And let's define this multiplier. So we're going to, instead of this angle, we're going to use that multiplier, which is a number, and it's 0 initially. Okay, so we have this multiplier, and we need to change in the rotation. So this is going to be the multiplier, and we go from 0 to 1. Okay, and now that we've done this, we need to translate the whole pseudo element, and this translation is going to be by half. So it's going to be that multiplier. Let's see. So here we have transform translate y Actually, I think I can just do it here. So it's going to be just calc multiplier times, I think like this. Yes, now it's also, it always appears as if the dark part is at the bottom and the top part. Okay, so yeah, this is the result I wanted to get. A hopping, bouncing cube, as you can see, and I'm pretty excited because I didn't think I'd be able to do it in less than 15 minutes. So that's super cool. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have and you want me to be able to put out more stuff in the future, please consider supporting my work. You can do it in one of the ways explained in the description below with a donation, or you can make this kitty very happy by getting her something off her Amazon wishlist. Or you can at least share this to show the world what can be done with CSS these days, because honestly, I think it's pretty damn cool. In any event, thanks for watching.